It's 7:10 in Santa Monica. I was thinking about this Austrian philosopher. His name is Ludwig Wittgenstein. He said a lot of things, but one of his most famous quotes is, "The limits of my language are the limits of my world." It's kind of a nice sentiment. Of course, it's somewhat easy to understand. If I can't articulate something, if I don't have words for something, it's as if that thing doesn't even exist. And I thought maybe that extends to people as well. If I can't articulate a certain characteristic about a person, perhaps we come to believe that that characteristic doesn't belong to that person, that that person doesn't exhibit that characteristic. Now, I come from an extremely funny family. My dad was funny. My grandma Rose was funny. She wasn't even trying to be funny. My mom was funny. My older sister Nina could have been a professional level comedian if she weren't so nervous on stage. My brother had an incredibly wry sensibility. But my sister, my little sister Susie, whose birthday it actually is today, August 4th, we never thought of her as funny. Nobody ever said, "Wow, Susie's really funny." We never used that language with her. One summer she was working at the Renaissance Fair in Minneapolis, and I couldn't believe what she was doing. She was apparently doing some sort of improv comedy. Well, I went to the fair and I went over to where she was working. I had a turkey leg in my hand, and there was all sorts of fair goers, and people are playing lutes. And over in the distance, there's a big crowd. And I get closer, and I see they're gathered around my sister Susie, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. She was hilarious. I was laughing my ass off. She had the entire crowd of Renaissance fairgoers in the palm of her hand. And then I'm thinking, if I'd only open myself up and use a different set of language to describe her as funny, she would have been funny in my eyes. For some reason, I just never applied that language. And how many times do we create a limiting language for ourselves and others, a myopic prism through which we see what we think we want to see? I'm going to change all that today. First off, I'm going to say, Theo, your fur is beautiful, and so it is.